what's up? Serena here from Thrift Diving. And guess what we're doing today? We are making a rug in this video. Oh my gosh, we're making this butterfly rug, and I'm gonna show you how I did it using the Clawlab tufting kit, and I'll tell you what I liked about it and some things that I wish that were a little different. So are you ready to jump into this tutorial now? This is so cool. This is like my very first rug. All right, let's jump into it right now. My first tufting gun, my first rug. Ah! Oh my gosh, I am tufting. Man, this is exciting. Oh my gosh, I am like tufting. So you can see my level of excitement there, right? I had never considered making my own rug. Never. Like the idea just never even occurred to me until Clawlab reached out and said, hey, do you want to try this tufting frame and this tufting gun? And I was like, okay, sure, why not? Like, that's super exciting. So getting it set up wasn't difficult at all. Just a few things. You had a few screws and things, and then you just clamp it onto a desk. You don't necessarily have to have a projector when doing this. It does make it easier, but you could print off a template like I did using my home printer, and then just making sure that it's going to fit within the confines of the size of the fabric and also the confines of the frame. But you'll see in just a moment that my butterfly was actually a little taller than what the frame was, and so I had to make some adjustments there. But you'll see that in just a moment. So to get started with this frame, all I had to do was pull this down and then feed it through and then tighten it at the top, the bottom, and the sides. Now I'll say that it was easy to tighten the bottom. It was easy to tighten the top. It was not easy to tighten these sides. The fabric that came with the tufting kit, I don't know, it's almost like it didn't quite fit the frame. It was a little too narrow, and so I'm trying to like grasp it here in the side, and it just was not working very well. And that did give me a problem later when I needed to like loosen this up to make some adjustments. But for the most part, we were ready to get started. You'll notice my butterfly pattern is bigger than the actual working area, right? And so what I did was I folded that paper in half so that I could trace out the bottom part of the butterfly, which is where I was going to start, and then trace it out on, the correct side that I'll be working from with a Sharpie. Here's the thing though, if you are doing a pattern like a name or something that the direction matters, you're going to want to print it out on the inverse. For a butterfly, it doesn't really matter, but I did realize like, oh shoot, I probably should have printed this out on the reverse. All right, so this is the Clawlab tufting gun, and I really liked it because it was lightweight. It wasn't as bulky as the ones that I've since seen on YouTube, and it has this little indicator here on the back, so you can crank it up all the way to like maybe 20 stitches per second, and you'll see that's indicated by the green in the back, and that's pretty fast. You don't want to go that fast if you're a newbie. So I turned mine down so that I could get maybe about a quarter of the speed. You see I've got the green indicator there, and that was a much more manageable speed for me. And it does come with packs of yarn here, but we'll talk in a moment about why you want to get your own yarn and why you want to make sure that you invest in some other accessories in order to be able to thread this easily through this hole. Okay, so we are ready to get started. My first tufting gun, my first rug. Ah! I am so excited. We're gonna leave this hanging here. We've got this hanging from the ball of yarn. This is my first time. Kind of nervous. All right, so we're not going too fast. Oh my gosh. I am tufting. That is freaking cool. Okay, so it's got scissors built into it. So this is kind of similar to sewing. That's what it feels like. We're sewing. And the thing is with sewing, you typically have this tail and you got to cut it off. It's got scissors in here. So when you get started and I can feel the pressure. I can feel that I've got to maintain a pressure here. So let's do another test. So I'm gonna stick it in here. I'm gonna make sure that I'm perpendicular to the floor. I'm not going this way and I'm not going this way. I'm gonna try to have it perpendicular. And you always want to move it in the direction of like you're going forward. You don't want to pull it back because that's where it's gonna get jammed. Not that I've done that, but I just watched all the videos. So let's try it again. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I'm keeping some firm pressure there. That's about, oh, okay. If you noticed, it kind of jumped back on me because I let up on my pressure. This is just gonna come right off. Man, this is exciting. Oh my gosh, I am like tufting. Okay, let's do it again. I'm gonna actually turn it up a little higher just to see what super fast mode. Oh, let's go completely fast. Here we go. So we're gonna start it. Whoa. Yeah, I think as a beginner, you're definitely not gonna wanna do that. So, I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of crazy. I think if I was doing like a large area, but right here, this is kind of intricate. So I'm going to dial it back. So here's what it looks like on the back, which is so exciting. All right, now remember I started out really slow right here, and these are a little thinner. And here I just kind of cranked it up all the way to the max, which I believe is maybe 20 stitches per inch, or per second, I should say. And this is a lot thicker. Now I like the way that looks, but I don't think I have that much control yet. So I'm gonna go a little slower, and I may just have to fill in a little bit more, but this is exciting. Now, because I'd never tufted before, I just got started with the yarn that came in the kit. I was like, oh, this will be plenty of black to do this butterfly. No, I was pretty much only able to do the outline of the bottom part of this butterfly with a little bit of black, but you can see on the other side here that I was able to do just a little bit. And then I pretty much ran out, and then I just started using the other yarn that was in the pack. And that was all I could do. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to require a lot of yarn. And then after I got to about this point, I started having some problems. And let me show you exactly what happened. As I was working on the other colors of this butterfly, I had hoped that I would have been able to continue working on this and use up all of the yarn that came with the set. But then I just started running into issues. Okay, so it's the following day and I ran into some challenges when working on this. I don't know if it was the yarn, I don't know if it was the scissors, I don't know if it was just user error, but I was getting really good tufting with the purple and with the green, with the orange, and definitely with the yellow. Like it just progressively got worse. And even though I ran into problems, I was loving how this was turning out. And so I went and got some more yarn. Look at the fibers of this acrylic. You see it's not really unraveling, it's not coming apart. But if you look at the yarn that came with the Clawlab, I mean, this is separating, it's much softer. This could be the reason. Here's my advice. When you get your Clawlab tufting kit, only use the yarn that comes with it just to kind of practice. Your real project, you have to go to Michael's and get some of the acrylic, or you can do wool, but acrylic is affordable, and you can do the number 4 worsted weight. Don't go too thin, don't go too thick. This one was perfect because I had started getting really good results. Like it was looking good. And I was excited to finish this. With this Clawlab, you can do larger rugs. You'll see again that I'm doing the bottom part of this butterfly. And when this was all filled in, then I had to unlock it, right? Release the tension and then move it down, shift it down. But you'll notice on the left-hand side, I wasn't able to like re-stretch it in order to completely have this nice and taut, because the fabric, it just it started fraying on me. So make sure that, again, when you're doing a real project, you might want to just go ahead and just buy a larger size of this fabric so that you can just work on your project and you've got enough grip to really get it nice and tight, because the piece that comes with it, it's just not wide enough. But you'll see here, I'm getting really good results with this. I loved this tufting gun once I again switched the yarn. And you'll notice here that as I'm doing this, I'm able to just kind of pull those pieces off because it's got the scissors built in. And yes, that's me in my pajamas finishing this up. But wait, there's more, because with some of these videos I've seen with Clawlab, I don't usually see people finish up the last part of this. It's not just a matter of like, oh, I made a rug and then cut it out and it's done. Usually there's some sort of like trimming and putting some adhesive on the back. I mean, I didn't do a completely perfect job, but this was my first rug. I mean, I wasn't going to complain. So I didn't want to take it off yet because I needed to, number 1, trim some of the loose fibers, and then number 2, apply the adhesive. And you don't want to remove the rug from the frame until you've applied the adhesive. Otherwise, it could just curl up on you. So I applied something called Robert's 3095. And this is what everybody had been saying. Oh, this is what they use to put on the back of their rugs. Clawlab does sell an adhesive. I didn't have it, so I just bought whatever, I could find online. And keep in mind, remember, my rug was larger than the frame, so I had to apply the adhesive, wait 24 hours, and then shift it down, apply more adhesive to the other part. And then I forgot, oh, I'm supposed to put the backing on here. So I took it off, put another light coat, let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and then applied the gray backing, which has like a non-slip grip on the back of it. That did come in the Clawlab kit, and you can get it on their website. And I let that dry for 24 hours, and then I cut it out as closely as I could to the edge of the butterfly. And then the last thing was using a pair of old clippers to just try to clean it up a little bit. I just watched videos on how they did it. I don't think I did a great job, but this was fun. I've never used clippers before. And the main thing was just making sure I didn't completely bald it. But I think it turned out pretty good for my first rug. So what did you think? This turned out really cute, right? I mean, it's got a little bit of curling here at the bottom. That's just because of the frame. I wasn't able to like fully stretch it out. If you recall, I had problems stretching those sides. So I got a little bit of warping here on the bottom, but when you lay it on the floor, it's completely flat. And because it has the, the non-slip grip on the back, it is very flat, it is very secure. And I love this. And I think my great niece, who is 3, is going to love this. I mean, this part, I could have planned this part a little better. I mean, it is what it is. She's 4 or 3. She's gonna enjoy this rug no matter what. Anyway, if you enjoyed this project, be sure to go down below, leave a comment, let me know what you think, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you are interested in tufting and you want to try the Clawlab tufting kit, use my affiliate link down below and let me know what you're able to create, because I can tell you, you're gonna enjoy this so much, you're gonna wanna keep tufting. I bought a whole bunch of yarn from Michael's, like probably too much. All right, I will see you next project.